Okay, cool guys. Let's first talk about the first concept, which is nature's theory. Okay, sorry, my microphone is having a bit of problems. Okay, cool. I'm sure we sorted it. Let's talk about nature's theory. The first concept is nature's theory. So what is nature's theory and how does this theory actually work? Now, the theory of the market, or the concept at which the market moves, is like this. Market, we already know this. I already taught you in the retail section of the course. We have an impulse, we have a correction, we have an impulse, correction, impulse, which means this market is now trending in a certain direction, because we can see it's making higher highs and higher lows. You understand? As the market moves up, it keeps making these higher highs and higher lows. Now, this is the concept. This is nature's theory, basically. This is the nature of the market. When the market is trending, it creates these impulses and corrections. Now, let's get into more detail as to what goes on in between here. Remember, in the first retail section, the first chapter, before you got here, you first took the first sections of the retail course. I taught you about, what's this? Patterns. You understand? All those patterns and stuff. These patterns and stuff, you can actually be able to trade them successfully if you understand this concept of nature's theory. So what happens in this nature's theory? There's an impulse and there's this correction. Now, this correction is where the significance is, guys. So what happens here is, in most cases, if we're dealing with candlestick, there will be maybe a candle that comes back and shoots up again. That's a concept. I mean, that's a possible theory, but at the end of the day, it's still a pullback, you understand? Or the market can consolidate or trend in a downwards direction like this. Now, this market will consolidate, pulling back at some point, but at some point in time, this thing is going to impulse. Now, if you remember correctly, when we were talking about patterns, if you did go through that section of the pattern, you would notice that this is a what? This is a flag, and now we already know how to trade this thing now, because now you know that after this flag, it's going to impulse and carry on completing the theory of the market. Or the market can do something else. The market can do what we call a triangle. I also taught you about this. And you can see it can form a symmetrical triangle. I actually drew a symmetrical triangle. Let me just make it a bit clearer for you guys. You understand? So this would be a symmetrical triangle. Now, if you understand these laws, or this nature's theory, now you would know the next thing that's going to happen is that this is going to be a continuation pattern. It's going to shoot up, or it's going to be a descending or ascending pattern, or it can create various types of patterns as the market trends. So it's up to what the market does at a specific time. That's going to determine the direction. So that's basically how those retracement would work in nature's theory. You understand? Now, there's this other way that the market can move. Now, we have, this is called an impulse phase, where the market shoots up. This is called the retracement phase. And this is another impulse, and this is called a consolidation phase, when the market moves in a sideways direction. It's called a consolidation phase. Sometimes we're going to talk about this one as we continue down the course, I hope. What's going to happen here is there's going to be an impulse, there's going to be a correction, and there's going to be an impulse that doesn't break this high area here. Now, this is your highest point, highest swing area. Now, the impulse does not break this area. Instead, it goes down. Now, this is a ranging market, because now the higher high has not been broken and the lower low has not been broken. So what can happen is that the price can move like this. So it will now start to create what we call a range, or a sideways moving market, depending on however you want to call it. But we'll talk about how to trade these things as we continue. So, like I said to you, the market can move, nature's theory. It can impulse, pull back, or retrace, then impulse again. Then it starts to range, you understand. Now when we're at this range, now if the price wants to go up, it does not always work like this, guys. Now if the price wants to continue to move in an upwards direction, what's going to happen is you're going to see it's going to create support, resistance, and as you can see, this is support, this is resistance. It's going to do this. Now when it's doing this, it's creating liquidity. Now a lot of stops are being placed here, but we'll talk about this later on. So if the price wants to move in an upwards direction, what it normally does, it will first take out the stops at the bottom. So it will break the structure, reach a POI, we'll talk about the point of interest or order blocks later, and then shoot up and down and continues up, you understand. Or you can do this in an inverse way, you understand. But at the end of the day, the whole concept of nature's theory is going to be initiated, and price might continue down, or price might start to reverse and move in an opposite direction, you understand. But you'll get more clarity of this as we talk about change of structure and as we talk about market levels and stuff like that. Forgive me, guys, I sweat a lot, especially when I'm talking. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. I hope you understand. Okay, let me go over this one more time. Let's say there's an impulse. Now in some cases it might not pull back like this. Some cases you might see a case where there's an impulse and you see a consolidation. You see a range that moves like this, you understand, and then it starts doing those things again and moves up, impulses again, and then it retraces and it shoots up, you understand. Or what it does, I was actually in a trade where it actually did this. It moved up, took out the stops here, went up again, took out the stops, and came back down, came back in this zone again. I actually left it here because I was now confused as to what's going to happen. So I left the trade. I'm not sure what happened. I need to go back and check on it. So this is another thing that could happen. It could shoot up, it could retrace, and then continue with nature's theory. So this is basically the cycle of the market, or the theory, or the theory, what's this? Or nature's theory. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, guys, that's it for nature's theory. I hope you do understand. If you don't understand anything, make sure you hit me up on my inbox on WhatsApp. Leave me a message there. Try to get clarity. But on the mentorship, we'll be talking about these things, and you'll basically be seeing how I actually implement all of these things into my trading. And that is it for today's video, guys. If you did like the video, make sure you smash the like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And for those who are interested in taking the course, because the video that I made here was actually taken from the online course that I have, if you want to be part of that course, just go to the link, and go to the link in the description. Sorry about that. Go to the link in the description, click the link, you'll be redirected to my website, or go to my WhatsApp page and contact me directly to actually get a discount. So yeah, guys, that's it for me today. Have a great day. Goodbye, guys.